Alright folks, here is my review for the Immersion Labs, lab number 4, Holy Blood, Holy Blade. Well, what can I say that's different about it from previous labs? Honestly, not much, and that is the highest of compliments. I've been involved in the martial arts community now for 31 years, been several hundred seminars. I can honestly say the Immersion Labs is the creme de la creme if you're looking to enhance your knowledge and skills of a particular art or flavor of arts in the shortest time possible. Really being locked in a room with the best people alive at a given subject matter and being essentially inundated with knowledge for 14 hours a day the first 2 days and 12 hours a day on the third day. 40 hours in 3 days of constant exposure. It really does take you to the next level and possibly a level above that. And I got to give credit where credit's due to the mad lad behind it all, Paul Lunia. His singular dedication to not only preserving these arts, but spreading them and having the best people in the world share their knowledge with individuals it's truly breathtaking. I also have to give credit to the folks behind the scenes, the hands of Mahipal, if you will, Hana, Kuntal, and Simran. Without them and their undying effort, this never would have happened. Onto the event itself, I have to start off and say Sensei Belzer, with his showcasing of the history of hoplology, the study of really weapon-based combat throughout civilization, it is nothing short of truly stunning and interesting, and looking at the history of it and to, be a small part of it is very humbling. So I'd have to thank him for his presentation on that. He's also an excellent training partner. He's not just a scholar, folks. He can walk the walk, if you will. My buddy Adam, him showcasing the barbarian fighting arts that came from the Moors and how, they were directly impacted and influenced by the Spanish. That was a really awesome start to, a really, really jam-packed 3 days. So he did a great job right out the bat. TJ Obi and showcasing Grima. Man, I did not know Colombia had such sophisticated fencing arts associated with them. They were absolutely awesome, and I truly hope TJ decides to come out with more on Grima in the future. I'm telling you folks, if you're in the stick fighting arts, machete fighting arts, Filipino martial arts, Silat, Malaysian arts, I think Grima will really help you take your game to the next level. It's awesome, and hopefully TJ decides to go through with this and he can help get you there. Speaking of Mahipal, I have to give a shout out. He's not only the Switzerland of the martial arts world, he is a phenomenal practitioner of the arts as well, and his understanding of the Bowie knife and his presentation on it is absolutely astounding. He showcased the true history of the Bowie knife, as it is so seldom shown, especially in martial arts circles, as well as a higher understanding of the actual skills of the Bowie knife. I have never seen it shown openly. It's always been in closed-door sessions, and for him to bring that out and actually showcase not just an understanding, but the ability to apply these skills, truly awesome. And hopefully he really, really sticks with it and puts more out there on the Bowie knife. I think it's absolutely necessary, as unfortunately the field has, like many other martial arts fields, become polluted with individuals with a lack of understanding. That was the end of the first day of the Immersion Labs, lab number 4. Going into the second day, man, it started off with a banger. Meister Tan Pui out showcasing his Destreza art. Man, I've been around the block. I've seen the best of the best in multiple systems, and he's definitely the best in Destreza. But furthermore, out of any system, period, he has the best, most elegant footwork. And I think martial artists across multiple disciplines can truly up their game by studying Destreza. He really showcased the sophistication of this system. Moving on to Puck Curtis, Maestro Puck, he showcased and compared and contrast really the differences between the Spanish fencing systems and the Italian fencing systems, and did so in an ingenious manner. Maestro Puck's ability to showcase knowledge and try to distill it in a novel manner was very interesting, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. He's a phenomenal teacher and a phenomenal coach, and has a incredible understanding of these arts. Maestro Tim compared and contrast the Spanish fencing arts to the Filipino martial arts, and I was under the assumption that a great many of the Filipino martial arts out there took a great deal from Western fencing, and he did a really damn good job of showing, that it's probably not the case. Of course, there's going to be some crossover. They fought for hundreds of years, and they were a Spanish colony for hundreds of years. But for the most part, no, those systems are very different, and not nearly as much from the Spanish rubbed off on the Filipinos as, folks might think. And, he changed my mind on that, and he did so in a very, very timely fashion. We ended the second day with Master Anthony DeLongis, and I use the term master because he is truly a master of the bullwhip. It is very rare in this field for someone to live up to their reputation in terms of skill with an object. It is exceedingly rare for them to outdo their reputation, and Mr. DeLongis did that. His understanding of the bullwhip, the mechanics behind it, and to have us accurately and safely cracking whips in record time is awesome. Speaking of whips, Maestro Ron Liu. Maestro Ron Liu is probably one of the most underrated martial artists. I mean, his understanding of the whip and how to apply that in a close quarters combat situation with a knife, his Espada y Daga system, absolutely phenomenal. He had people cracking whips in no time, showing the practical aspects of this, how to hold it, where to hold it, how to crack it, very similar to Anthony, but with a much different flavor, more of a Filipino flavor, if you will, using the offhand to help crack the whip and engage and rap with it and fight with it in close quarters. It's truly something to behold, and I think in due time, in the martial arts world, his name will be associated with the whip, and for very good reason. Looking at Mushtaq Ali in his presentation of the Moro arts and how they may or may not have been influenced by the Spanish. I mean, they fought the Spanish for 100 years. Of course, there's going to be some influence, but also showcasing how the Moros would fight against the Spanish. And that's something, a lot of people don't talk about, is not just how an art is utilized, but how it is utilized specifically against a particular combative art or technology, and he did a really great job with that. Maestro Joaquin Marcelo, man, I have never seen, and I've met dozens and dozens of JKD practitioners over the years, I've never seen somebody apply fencing techniques, strategies, techniques, and overall mechanics to an empty hand art. You have a lot of JKD practitioners, they talk about it, but few, really almost none of them can do it, the exception being Maestro Marcelo. That was awesome, and the Immersion Labs knocked it out of the park by bringing him in. They did an awesome job with that. I'm going to have to also give credit to Paul Porter from the SCA. Mr. Porter's system, I think a lot of people are really sleeping on this, folks. Yeah, especially if you are in a full contact stick fighting art or some type of art that is using blunt force trauma with an impact tool. Mr. Porter's system and what he developed with his understanding of physics and has tested it in arguably over 1,000 fights at this point. It is awesome, and you are doing yourself a huge disservice if you were sleeping on that system. I know a lot of people, it's not some ancient system or anything like that. It's recently was recently really brought into being. But if you want to enhance your ability to hit hard with a blunt object, it's a phenomenal system to study. An absolutely phenomenal system to study. Man, I don't know what else to say. These individuals that they brought in, they enhanced my understanding even after spending over a decade in fencing-based arts with some of the greatest people alive, maybe the longest time fencing practitioner in all of history was one of my teachers, and I learned so much from these people, so much. And I did so in a very short period of time. So if you're really dedicated to the arts and you want to bring your understanding up to the next level in the quickest time possible with the best people in the world on that subject matter and with individuals who think like you, the immersion labs are by far the best in the business, and I cannot recommend them enough. But yeah, that's my review for lab number 4. I hope it helps, and I hope to see more like-minded people in the future. All right, take care. GoPro, stop recording.